And good morning. It's Lupe Classic Hits 92.7 and 95.3. And we're in the Street Beat studio this morning with DeeDee Travis Calais, Regional Hospital Director of Community Relations, and Billy Joe Hamm, Radiology. And we're talking about the Pink Zone game happening tonight.
For the last 6 years, this is our sixth event. The last game between the Calais Woodland girls teams we designate as pink zones. So teams and fans drop their colors, everyone wears pink, and it's all about supporting the promotion of breast cancer screening. Well, it actually started at the college level pink zone games. It was Kay Yao, who was a well-known basketball coach, and she had breast cancer, and then she had a recurrence, I believe, and then they started some games, and it was all about wearing pink. So that was kind of how it started, and since then they've started a K-Yow Foundation, and they do it, and I think they've renamed it, and they call it Play for K, but a lot of the sports have kept their games called Pink Zone.
Pink Zone.
But it's really all based around the promotion of breast cancer screening or supporting a foundation or an organization that assists with screenings. So ours is about awareness. We don't really do any fundraising with the event, but it's really about awareness and promoting the need to get mammograms on a regular, recurring basis.
What are some of the things that are going to happen there? There's going to be a lot of information.
At the Pink Zone game, Billy Joe and her counterparts, our mammography ladies, will be there.
Yeah, actually, I think that most of the radiology department will be there in representation tonight at various times, coming and going, as we were just talking about the wonderful weather that we have here, and lots of things have been rescheduled and
to tonight.
Yeah.
But we're gonna all piece together. There's always going to be someone there to talk to.
Absolutely. We'll have lots of resources. We'll have some giveaways. Anybody has any questions, we can certainly be there to help answer. The younger people always ask, what's a good age to start screening? And one of the things, it's very standard. We are accredited by ACR, American College of Radiology, and those standards support 35 to age 40 is when we should have our original screening, which is called a baseline, and then every year thereafter. And a lot of people are there looking for information because they have a survivor in their family, and so it's really nice to have some survivor information. How can the family help the one that's going through it, because it does affect everybody.
I know tonight someone from the Maine CDC for our region is supposed to be there, and they're going to have some additional information for the Maine Breast and Cervical Health Program. So that's a program that for those people that have fallen between the cracks and don't necessarily qualify for any other types of assistance to pay for things, it'll pay for the screenings for breast and cervical health care. So he'll have some resources and information. And a good majority of people will actually qualify. And even if you have insurance, but it doesn't provide like the best coverage, or you have a really large deductible, you can qualify for this program to help get your screenings paid for, so that doesn't become a barrier.
Yeah, we have had a digital machine in place since October 2010 that replaced the old analog system. I say old, I mean, there's still some facilities in the country that still use that. So we are going on 7 full years now that we've had that available. And, the nice thing about it is, again, if you're keeping up with your annual screenings, a lot of women will come in and say, oh, that wasn't as bad as what I remember. It doesn't take as long. I don't have to leave the room and actually go develop anything. If for some reason I need to retake a picture, it's literally, 5 seconds before it pops up onto my screen. Yeah. So I know right then and there that I need to, I have a skim fold, or a piece of information is not there for me to present to the radiologist for it to be a quality diagnostic image. I can go in and do some repeats. And so there's still those, an elder group of women that come in, and they're still surprised that, oh wow, this is like so fast now, and you're in and out.
Can you email it to me?
So it really, outside of the paperwork, from start to finish, you can be in and out for a mammogram in 10 minutes.
Oh, wow.
So,
good.
it really, that shouldn't be an excuse. Although I know I've heard a lot of great excuses.
Yeah.
And I will say that it is one of the modalities within the radiology department that nobody is really excited to keep, you're not going to see many people, running down the hall to come into my room. You'll see a lot of them running on the way out, and I think people can kind of get themselves amped up for it. But as far as it, it really is a very, it's not invasive. It's not like, I tell everybody, well, I don't have needles here. That's always a good thing.
How hard is it to get an appointment? Pretty easy? Or?
It is very easy. And we also, we have a flexible schedule. We have a small staff, but we have a flexible schedule. We work around some of our local teachers' schedules. If somebody can't come in, we really try to combine some appointments. If somebody's coming in for a respiratory test and they have a CT scheduled that day, we'll pop them in and get their screening done in between that. And we also have designated combination days, at least once, if not maybe twice a month, with our bone densitometry, which is another screening for osteoporosis that we do. And a lot of those are kind of done together. And that way, you can come and have them done together and you're not, traveling from Topsfield a couple times a month.
What exactly are you looking for in a mammogram when you look at it?
Looking for consistency, has the breast changed? If it's just a regular screening, hopefully there's no, we're not talking, that they're coming in with pains or new developments. We're talking a regular screening. There shouldn't be any changes from the year before. Easy walkie-talkie patients, and again, the consistency lies with, we're comparing from last year to the year before. So, something the doctor's seeing, it's been stable for the last 3 years, but because the patients come in for their regular screenings, we can say it's been stable. Nothing new is there. So, and again, I tell that to people that are either leaving the area or coming to the area. The most important thing that you can do for yourself is bring your prior imaging, your prior reports. That's the best thing that you can do for yourself, because again, it creates that consistency that we're looking for.
Yeah, and we can bring those in or send ours out. They're digital, so especially in the local area, we can actually push them out into the system.
What are some signs that there might be an issue?
It really depends. I try not to get too crazy with numbers, because I think after a while people kind of tune that out. But one of the things that I like to tell people is that 75% of all women that are diagnosed with breast cancer have no family history. And I think that is a little bit surprising, and which is one of the reasons I try to reiterate that to people. It's something that I hear a lot of. Again, it's another reason to push that mammo off, to push it off. Is
we don't have family
I
history.
don't have a family history of it. I'm not really concerned about it. But think about we as people, how much we change in the course of a year, whether it's a weight gain, a weight loss, gray hair, we all change tremendously in the course of a year. And so again, staying on track and keeping up with that is, it has to start somewhere. And I'm not trying to be, the Debbie Downer when I say that, but, when you're looking at those statistics, yes, if you do have a strong family history, it's also that much more important, but it does not mean it's the only telltale sign that you need to get in there and have a mammo. So that's one of the big numbers that I like to push. Again, 75% of people diagnosed with breast cancer have no family history. We have a central scheduling department that they can call the hospital, get in touch with the scheduling department. If somebody is questioning, I've changed providers. We've had that happen here. A provider has retired, and so somebody else, it hasn't necessarily, all their information hasn't gotten to the new provider, and they're not sure when their last one was. Call us. We certainly can go right in the computer, and I can look and tell you when your last one was.
And what's the best number to call?
The central scheduling department is 454-9368. That will get you into central scheduling. And then if you want to call the radiology department directly, 454-9226. And you can talk to any one of us there in the department, and we can certainly, get anything that, answer any questions that you may have. But again, you do need a an order from a doctor, so it's not something that you can just call
call
up
and
and,
say, "Come in."
say, you know, I know
Yeah.
that other parts of the country that's you know, something happens, but no, excuse me, not here. We do need to have that order. So again, we try to direct those through the central scheduling department.
All right. Is there anything we're missing? Can you tell us a little bit more about the Pink Zone game? And
Well, the games are tonight at 5. The JV starts. The varsity game starts at 6:30. We usually do the drawings and talk a little bit at halftime, very little bit, because I know everyone's usually just excited about the prize drawings and and such.
and what are the prizes again? that you have?
PCT Communications is one of our sponsors this year, and they are going to have an Android tablet that they're going to be drawing
Nice.
off. And they usually have other promotions and things going on through U.S. Cellular, and they'll have a table set out in the lobby, probably near wherever our Mammo table is. But they've been a longtime supporter of the Pink Zone game, so we really appreciate that. And we have lots of fun. Like I said, it's really about fun, but awareness, pushing it to the younger generations as well as to those parents and grandparents that are sitting in the stands.
Now, who are you a fan of?
Well,
Not
I said,
saying.
you know, my children attend Calais, but I have to say, our communities are so small that
Yes.
they've played with kids from both sides. So you cheer the good plays. It doesn't matter what side they're on.
All righty. Well, thank you guys for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate the time.
No problem. And that's DeeDee Travis, Calais Regional Director of Community Relations, and Billy Joe Hamm, Radiology. And we'll see you tonight.
See you
Thank
tonight.
you.
Thank you.